Hey, welcome everybody. How you doing this evening? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. I, of course, am the one, the only, the Dungeon Delver. That's me. That's who I am. How the heck are you this evening? And guys, well, if you missed the announcement, then hello, Vitra. If you missed the announcement, what can I say except now's your chance to hear it again. For the first time, we are go for launch. That's right. I have the link here. Hang on a second. Let me get this for you. Should have copy and pasted it before we started, but we're good to go on Guac 2. Lots of cool stuff is happening with that. Dungeon Minister is going to be returning doing the merch. So yes, there will be merch. Now, some people have asked me, some folks have asked me, hey, how can I help out? The best way you can help out is really to just spread the word. And if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. But right there is where you can go. The link is in the chat. Hey, Trace, good to see you. Good evening to everyone. But those are the two best ways you can help out. Is, first of all, if you're not already subscribed, please click that subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below telling me why you like it. And if you really, really want to help out, Dread Gazebo, I am feeling a little bit better. Yes, I do. I do feel better. I felt better enough to wrestle with Warhorn today to make all that stuff work. And there's something else I want to share with you guys. I'll put it up on a Google Docs link. It's coming. But if you have problems signing up for an event to either run one or to play in one, there is a PDF on the Discord that is just for the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, put together by Doomsword, that will walk you through how to put your event in the grid. So all that is there for the taking. So what are you guys going to do for the Guac? We're having merch. We're having an artist alley on Saturday evening. That's right. We're having an artist alley on Saturday evening. Tracy Lesh is confirmed he will be on Artist Alley. He's going to be showing off merch of his own, which includes autographed books, autographed prints, some great stuff. I actually have a piece of merch that I'm pretty sure he will be offering for sale. I have the Diggin' Life ceramic beer stein, which is just this is a fine piece of drinking goodness there. You want to get yourself one of these. But Tracy will be at the Artist Alley. And as I said, Dungeon Minister will be doing merch. It will probably be something like this. I asked him and he said, I said something much like what was done last year, which is where this is from. This is from Guac 2022. And yes, it's dirty. It needs to be washed. But so there's lots of cool stuff going to happen. And I recommend you get yourself a spot. Now, the question might come if you go over and if you look at the Warhorn page, which is linked right down there below, you might say, well, it looks like all the slots are taken. Guys, I can add more slots. It's a virtual con. So if you want your if you want a seat, if you want to run a game, if you're like, but I wanted my game from 5 to 9 on Saturday. Well, let me know and arrangements can be made. But just because you don't see the slot doesn't necessarily mean you can't have it. So I think you guys will have a lot of fun at the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention. I hope you're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And this Warhorn thing is great. Gen X Geek, that's okay. You're not too late, buddy. Welcome. Sorry, he was typing in all caps. I thought he might need me to raise my voice. Is Dungeon Minister Michael Connor, Hail Lobster, Unbreaded. It's good to see you. Running my RPG every day. That is dedication to the convention right there. He's running his game every day. Hey, Victor Gorchev, thank you. We will. Where is the convention at? Why, Rich? It's anywhere you want to be. Is it Saturday and you're stuck hanging around the mall while the wife shops for shoes? Break out your phone, open us up, get into a game. It's not a where, it's a when. And that is from June 22nd to the 25th. And I wanted to put it as far away from NTRPG as I could and still have it in June because I didn't want to keep putting it off. We're everywhere you want to be. No hotel costs, no snacks except what you want to have in your own house. Enjoy. No car rentals, no hotel rooms. Just you and some friends and some classic tabletop RPGs. It's in an alternate reality accessible only by creating a wormhole, but the hardware is really accessible for creating that wormhole right here. All you need is some way to connect to the internet. Good luck with that new DM, Dread Gazebo. Flint Fireforge, good evening. So if you go to warhorn.net, events, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, you will gain access to the Discord server where the con is being held. Again, starting on the 22nd, ending on the 25th. Will Ty be running a fistful of toes? I don't know. I hope Ty will make it. I'm going to try and have Ty on the show soon, very soon. But I don't know if he's going to be available for the Guac. He might be exhausted because Guac is in the back half of the month and NTRPG is in the front half of the month. So that is all very cool, and I'm very excited about it. Now, there's a couple of cool things happening. I haven't figured out yet how we're going to do door prizes or table prizes, but guys, there's going to be door and table prizes, and those are provided by our friends at Hellebarde Games. In fact, this live stream tonight is brought to you by Hellebarde Games. Now, Hellebarde makes the kind of adventures that they'd like to play, whether it's for Castles and Crusades, 5th edition, or the OSR. Old school is in play at the table. And you can find them on their website, hellebardegames.com, or Drive Through RPG. And right now, they've got a sale going on. They're clearing out all of their 5th edition in-print products. So they have a sale of that. Use the discount code 5EOOP at checkout to receive 50% off. And that is a slew of modules, from a dismal swamp full of lizard men all the way to a desert caravan full of adventure. Again, 5EOOP at checkout to receive 50% off. I think you do have to sign up for a Warhorn account, but I mean, if it's just for this, that's, you know. So that is a cool thing that they are providing. And they're not just kicking us like, oh, yeah, we printed a dozen of these, so you can have two. No. There will be some classic AD&D stuff in the mix also. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Remember, we're an AD&D focused family around here, right? Am I right? That's what we do. Yeah, Vincent. It only takes it only takes an email and a few minutes. A dismal swamp of lizard men. You thought I was referring to WotC. I think lizard men are more noble than that. Darn right, AD&D for life. That's right, John Walker. We brook no heresy around these parts. So I hope you guys are as hyped about this as I am, because I was so happy to see. It mostly went off without a hitch this morning. When I tested it this weekend on Warhorn, I was like, oh yeah, this is real simple. I'll switch this on Monday and everything will be hunky-dory. And then I switched it on and things were neither hunky nor dory. So it's like they weren't hunky but not dory, or dory without the hunky. It wasn't either. So I had to scramble and try and get things working. And as it happens, Doomsword was able to put together just a quick instruction on how to do it. Vidra says, I made a 5e Tabaxi Rogue on Saturday. He has Moss Green Fern as a leopard set in the... good for you. Hunky and Dory are dwarves. I like it. Let's see. Yes, Vincent, Big Eyes, Smallmouth, BESM. Oh, congratulations, Ricky. Congratulations. You passed your thesis defense. Excellent. We are happy for you. That is awesome news. Big Eyes, Smallmouth is or was, I don't know if it still is. I mean, like, I don't know if it's still in print. I mean, I was about to say, I don't know if it still exists. Dragons of Under-Earth. Where is it? It's back there. Dragons of Under-Earth. If we go by in print as exists, then Dragons of Under-Earth doesn't exist anymore. But it is geared towards running high energy Japanese animation inspired tabletop RPGs. Now, I think you can do that with any system, right? I mean, setting is window dressing. Okay, case in point, we all know Dungeons and Dragons. That's mostly why we're here, right? Big Yehuda, good evening to you. I hope you are well. So we all know Dungeons and Dragons of various stripes. Now, I know a lot of people back in the early aughts when D&D came out. When 3rd edition came out, this was like one of the most bizarre complaints about the art. Like, I didn't like the art because I don't like dungeon punk, and I didn't like the color schemes. It's like they wanted it to have color, but they didn't want too much color. So instead of good, solid, bold black and white drawings like we got in AD&D, or black and white art, I should say, or full color like we got in 2nd edition, they went with this ugly sepia tone. But the complaint that I saw leveled by so many people was, I don't like this Japanimation style art. Guys, the art of 3rd edition was about as far removed from manga style as you can be and still be on Earth. Still be like creating visual art on Earth. I never understood that complaint. But to get back around to my original point, we all know D&D, we all know Japanese animation. And you might think, well, they're two completely separate things. A hugely popular anime in Japan was called Record of Lodoss War. And do you know what it was? Do you know what Record of Lodoss War was? It was the creators' Dungeons and Dragons campaign. They literally took their D&D campaign and all the stuff that happened in it. All the named characters are people that played in the game. Of course, you have to nudge things to make a fictional narrative work in a publishable artistic sense. So you might take one of these people who just doesn't care for Japanese cartoons and sit them down and show them Record of Lodoss War. That's a D&D game. So Lodoss War is proof positive that setting is all windows dressing. And to get back all the way over to my original point, yes, BESM seems to strive to recreate anime or manga style in tabletop, but I think that comes down to conceits held by the dungeon master or game master or referee or whatever and the players. It's not something that inherently needs to be baked into the rules. Look, I remember playing in the late 90s. I had a fellow that played with us, a good guy. And he based his character on a Japanese animation that he was familiar with and liked. And he would describe things that his character was doing and the way his equipment looked and that sort of thing. And he said, hey, it's not bug. And I'm like, look, if in your mind's eye that's what you see, that's fine. All right. I am not the controller of the game to the extent that I'm going to demand that you look at things with a certain lens. I'm just not gonna. And I don't think you need a specific set of rules. Now, this got people up in arms once upon a time when I posted. This is how long ago this was. I posted this to a Usenet group, Rec Games Mecca. But I was sitting around bored one day, and I thought, as interesting as Palladium's Robotech is, as incredibly detailed as Mechton is, I don't think Heavy Gear was tall in the saddle at the time. But I said, as interesting as those things are, they don't really touch the simplicity that Battletech has. And so I sat back and I said, what if we threw out the Battletech universe and just kept the mechanics? Could we emulate Macross, Robotech? Could we do it from a mecha standpoint? Yes, you can. I built a VF-1S. You start with a Phoenix Hawk Lamb, which is what it is. But to make it more fitting to the cartoon, you strip it down, you use all of the high-tech rules, all of the experimental equipment rules and everything. And hey, presto, it works. That upset a lot of Battletech fans who were like, no house would ever manufacture this, and lambs aren't really considered, canon. And I'm like, did you guys miss the part where I said I'm not talking about Battletech? I'm talking about the FASA rules of warfare that have nothing to do with the year 3025 and the houses and the inner sphere and the clans and all that jazz. The point I was trying to make then is the same that I'm making now. You can interface any set of game rules with any conceit you want. It depends on how much work you want to do. Do you want to play a gritty, low fantasy, Fafhrd and Grey Mouser style adventure, but everybody at your table and you love Hero System? You can do it. Do you want to play a high fantasy Lord Dunsany or J.R.R. Tolkien inspired fantasy world, and everybody at your table knows, I don't know, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay? You can do it. It's eminently doable. Whatever you want to do as a DA, however you want to bend your system. I mean, AD&D has built into it, and not just through Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. I'm talking about the core rules can interface with science fiction through Gamma World or the Old West through Boot Hill. And it doesn't take more than a little bit of a mental nudge to take that to the next level. You know, and if you want to go completely generic with your firearms or extrapolate off of what you get from Boot Hill, you can play a 1930s gangster game using AD&D as your base. You can play Star Trek using AD&D as your base. Setting is just a matter of shared conceits with your fellows at the table. Sorry, my back is itching. Greetings, Long Shot. Love your comic book. See, Trace says Elmore and Easley's art is how you, and I mean, for me, it's Dave Trampier, it's David S. LaForce, it's Errol Otis. By the way, those two artists, yeah, Errol will be here on May 18th at 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock Eastern, Errol Otis will be joining us live on the show on May 18th, and I'm really excited about that. Rich says, my problem is no matter what I want to play, all the people around Detroit want to play Pathfinder and Pathfinder modules. That can be kind of a sticky thing. Was Boot Hill based on AD&D rules? No. Original Boot Hill was its own thing. By the time second edition Boot Hill came out, Gary did the Six Guns and Sorcery chapter in the Dungeon Master's Guide, and he kind of he kind of sussed things out so he could interface them. Yeah, 1E Boot Hill is percentile. Yeah. So, Merlin and AD&D does have his 6 shooters. That's right. Is it Beyond the Magic Mirror, where you can find Merlin's lair, and he's got like a VCR and a typewriter and stuff like that. But anyway, don't let yourself be bound by, well, I want to do X, but I only have Y rule set, so I can't play the game that I want. Anything. What my opinion on the right play style for AD&D? Now that I've said all of that, I think objectively, not subjectively, that the by-the-book approach to AD&D, gritty middle fantasy with a bit of a lean in to Monty Hall, but definitely a Lankmar, Fafhrd and Grey Mouser, touches of Conan the Barbarian are the overall default vibe. Like if you unbox AD&D, set it up, plug all the wires in, and turn it on, and don't touch any of the knobs, the output you're going to get is going to be that almost, like I said, Fafhrd and Grey Mouser feel. You're going to get like a middle-low fantasy game, but after 7th level, your power curve really starts to ramp, and you get into some fantasy superheroics. But there's enough on the client-facing side of the application that you won't quite be zooming around in red and blue tights with yellow S on your chest. There's always, a 1, you will always fail. Like, I don't care if you're blessed, if you have a Ring of Protection +3, and your natural saves are a 2 or better, roll a 1, always fail. A roll of 1 always fails. And that's always looming over your characters in AD&D. The red and silver book behind me is Soriyama's Complete Masterworks. That is the airbrush art of Hajime Soriyama. I cannot share much more with you than what you see here. I will immediately get kicked off of YouTube. Hajime Soriyama's art. He did the Chrome Robot Girls, but he also delved into just pinup, cheesecake, pornographic, call it what you will, level of art. Now, his coffee table books, which I have a few of, and also I'm not going to show you, have beautiful reproductions. I mean, one of the books I have, like the dimensions are like this. It's insane. And they are very rare, and when you find them, they are very, 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 very expensive. But the Complete Masterworks, which you can get on Amazon, I think I paid $55 for that, so not very expensive at all. I got an Amazon gift card for Christmas, and I purchased that for myself. And it is what it says. It is his, well, it's not his Complete Masterworks because, again, I have some of his coffee table books, and there's images in those that aren't in that book. That should be called the darn near Complete Masterworks. But here's the thing. Some of the paintings that gatefold out in like this in the coffee table books that I have are reduced to like 2-inch by 3-inch thumbnails in the book. Some of them are not. Some of them are full page illustrations or 2-page illustrations, but a bunch of them are really tiny, and to appreciate them, I have to break out my reading glasses or even my mag eyes. George Warren says, low fantasy market and the streamlining of action make it more visceral, take more time and not hurry from encounter to encounter, but that's a format sans TV drama and you to a producer sales angle. No, I agree. I agree with you, John. And I mean, it's difficult to fully enjoy the book in places where, again, you have paintings that like there's pictures of him painting them, and they're on like a 2-foot by 3-foot canvas, and he's working in airbrush and so on and etc. And they're reduced to like quad postage stamp sized in the book, so it's a little heartbreaking to see that. But anyway, so what else is going on? We're, like I said, we're 5x5. We're in the pipe for the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention 2. I hope you guys are all going to attend. I hope you can make it. And I mean, again, it's online. You got no reason to miss it. Just come and hang out. So you're talking about the D&D movie and why it doesn't... Well, I'll tell you, Drone Swarm. I'll tell you, because it's good that you bring that up. And this has kind of been my bully pulpit for a long time. Let me tell you, the best sports movies are about the guys that play the game. It's about what they do. If you're not a fan of sports movies, I don't know, maybe you're not from the United States and you don't know a baseball from a basketball. Which I'm not implying if you're not from the United States, you don't. There are plenty of fans of gridiron football, for example, all over the world. Baseball is huge all over the world. Slapshot. That's just the saying, 5x5. You know, I picked it up from the movie Aliens and later found out it's actually military lingo. Spunkmeyer says it when she's bringing the shuttle down. We're 5x5 in the pipe, you know, and she's bringing the drop ship down from the Sulaco. Anyway, take probably the best baseball movie ever made, Major League. Okay, Major League is hilarious. Major League is arguably one of the best sports movies ever made. You have ridiculous stuff like Pedro Serrano, you know, he fled Cuba so he could practice his religion, voodoo. What else? You've got Jeffrey Lewis plays at like literally circling the drain pitcher who goes over all of the various ointments and unguents he hides in his armpit and, you know, on his jawline, and you know, he'll crush up jalapeno seeds and rub them in his nose so he can load the ball up with snot so he can get an extra, you know, an extra bit of drop. Ridiculous. Willie Mays Hayes. Vincent knows what I'm talking about. There's all these ridiculous tropes about all the characters. And then you've got the serious elements. You know, Tom Berenger just wants one last shot. And he aches because the girl he loved, he screwed everything up and admits it. That he blew his chance. And he just wants to make things right with her again. There's all these interweaving stories behind these characters. The total amount of actual baseball, I'm not talking about one-off scenes. The total amount of actual baseball in a 107-minute movie comes out to maybe 10, 15 minutes. But it is an incredible ensemble character story. Okay? All of these people, by the end of the movie, we care about them. Such an incredible, serious scene. When Jeffrey Lewis's character is relieved off the mound, you know, I've been throwing every piece of trash I got at these guys. I'm still good for another inning, Skipper. Nah, you pitched a hell of a game. Why don't you take a break? What a scene! You care about these guys, even Serrano's ridiculousness. ridiculousness with, his voodoo thing. It all comes together. If we don't get that build up, we don't care about any of that. If the movie was just a capless baseball game, we have no beginning, we have no end. It just starts when the game starts, it ends when the game ends. We don't care. Why is that broken down old pitcher out there? Why did they focus on talking to him for a minute? Why did the crowd go nuts when Charlie Sheen walked out? Who is that woman that Tom Berenger is looking at the end after they've won? And that is where role-playing game movies miss the mark. That is where they miss the mark. A movie that is about Dungeons and Dragons should be about the players. We make Dungeons and Dragons. What we put into our characters. The characters in the film, good, bad, whether you are pissed off at Wizards of the Coast or not, at the end of the day, it's just a generic fantasy film. We don't read and play the classic modules because we want a complete story. We read them and play them because we want to interact. We want to create our own stories. John, do you remember that time when we were playing G2 and the Frost Giant's daughter is asleep in the room and we're like, I bet she has a key to the lower dungeons, and you were like, I got this? And so you had Big Yehuda cast in large on your character, and you walked in there pretending to be a frost giant to try and woo her, and it turns out she didn't have the key at all, but you were stuck, and we had to figure out how to get you out. And we laugh about it in the afterward. Looking at people being these characters doesn't have the same resonance. It doesn't resonate with us. It can't resonate with us. They haven't given us a connection other than saying, oh, it's a Dungeons and Dragons movie. What if Guardians of the Galaxy was it's Guardians of the Galaxy Traveler. Like what? Am I making any sense here? Am I just? Am I just kind of babbling? Crap phone D&D movies. If you build it, they will come. Yeah. Death Angel, you did not mention you were a ham radio nerd, or if you did, I had forgotten. It's a signal report on radio. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But I guess that's just kind of how I feel. I'm not slagging the movie. I'm just, there's a way you could frame the movie. Here's a perfect example of how you could do it. What's the one fantasy movie that we all love? The Princess Bride, right? It's interspersed with these narratives that, rather than jarring us out of the book narrative, make it more believable and make it more a part of us. I am babbling and making complete sense. Well, it's good to know I can do that. And Vinny, I'm not saying that you can decide. I'm just saying that shouldn't a proper D&D movie help us enjoy Dungeons and Dragons and not just be a fantasy movie? I mean, if I label the following things as D&D movies in the context of what Honor Among Thieves is, am I wrong? Dungeons and Dragons, The Princess Bride. Dungeons and Dragons, Willow. Dungeons and Dragons, Krull. Dungeons and Dragons, Dragon Slayer. If they had left the movie exactly as it was, and literally the post-credits break had been all of the actors sitting around a big table, chips, drinks, pizza, rule books, dice, miniatures, terrain, laughing about everything that happened and talking about getting together in the next week, it would have gone from okay to perfect. D&D movie should be more like Jumanji, but then you just have another Jumanji. That's already been written. It's called Quag Keep. Quag Keep is the Jumanji of D&D. If you've never read Quag Keep, you owe it to yourself. It's something you should do at least once. It's the first piece of D&D fiction released, and it's set in Greyhawk, and it's based on a game that Gary ran. I've heard of it. I've been meaning to read it, Michael. Yes, Quag Keep is the Jumanji of D&D. The D&D cartoon. Well, you can stream Quag Keep? No, just buy a copy of the book. It should be available on Amazon for like $2 from a used reseller. Andre Norton did used to live one suburb over from me. She passed away, of course, in 2005, 2006. And she was actually working on a sequel to Quag Keep that ended up getting completed by Gene Rabe, I think. It wasn't great. Dungeons and Dragons Lady Hawk, yeah. That's right. Hey, if you're not subscribed to RPG Grandma, go subscribe to her on YouTube. Also, I think our boy Vile Necromancer Corey is like 7 or 8 away. So go subscribe to Vile Necromancer and RPG Grandma, and let's get them boosted over 100 subs. Let me see. Yeah, so I think this merits mentioning also. Right now, I'm at exactly 4,500 subscribers on the channel. 4,500 subs on my own channel, which is awesome. I was at 4,503 this morning, so I guess 3 people decided they didn't like the channel or something. If we reach 5,000 subscribers. By the conclusion of the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention, I will raffle off a set of premium color first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons core rule books. That's a player's handbook, a monster manual, and a dungeon master's guide. And this isn't a second prize. This is just another prize. There will be like 2 drawings at the raffle. One person gets one person gets the other. And also a bespoke single volume of original Dungeons and Dragons. That's Men in Magic, Monsters and Treasures, The Underworld, and Wilderness Adventures, bound into a single volume. If the channel reaches 5,000 subscribers, at least by the end of the Guac. So if you want to see that happen, put the good word out there. Tell folks, hey, go over and subscribe to the Delver's Dungeon channel on YouTube. He's awesome. You don't have to tell him I'm awesome, but if you think it'll help, you can. Now, I don't know that I'll hit 500 subscribers in, let me see. Let's see, it's 12, 20. In a couple of months. 500 subscribers in that window. Somebody is setting my Facebook notifications on fire. I just don't know about that. But if it gets there, guys, we'll have the drawing. I have excellent descriptive eloquence. Thank you. Thank you very much. What is our boy Corey sitting at? 93 subscribers. There have got to be 7 of you guys that aren't subscribed to Vile Necromancer that can get him over that. And let's see. Okay, so there's 7 of you out there. I know there's 7 of you out there that aren't subscribed to RPG Grandma or Vile Necromancer. Do it. Get them each over 100, please. I ask you. More than I need 5,000 subs. I want to see them get to 100 subs. So the 7 of you that are out there sitting on the fence, take the 30 seconds each it will take you to subscribe to Vile Necromancer and RPG Grandma. Please. We'll wait. You want links? Okay. Vile Necromancer. Death Angel. Here is Vile Necromancer. And RPG Grandma. Let's get her link up there. RPG Grandma. So there you go. There are the links. You just subscribed to his channel. It doesn't. Let me tell you what, that kid, that young man, oh my gosh, Vile Necromancer is now 99. One more of you. One more subscriber. Get Corey over 100. RPG Grandma should be over 100 now too. 100 subscribers. Oh, they're both at 99. Come on, there's one of you out there that's not subscribed to either channel. Vile just hit 100. And now he's at 102. RPG Grandma, congratulations. Hey, hang on a second, guys. I'm going to grab my phone. Where is it? Okay, I'm back. Yeah. So what are you gonna what are you doing a drawing for, and when should I expect it in the mail? RPG Grandma. God, I love seeing that. Okay, phone, you need to stop messing around. I gotta add a very important text I have to send. Come on. My phone is terrible. It's got an RJ45 jack that goes to the wall. So let's see. Find this young man here. Okay. Check. Check your sub count. Okay. Look at that. 102 subscribers. You have 3 digits. Look at that. That is awesome. Vile Necromancer is at 102. You're dipping out, Michael Connor? Or Dread Gazebo. Good night. Good night. Just rolled up in here. RPG Grandma has gotten 102 subs on her YouTube channel. Vile Necromancer has gotten 102 subs on his YouTube channel. So we are very happy for them, Volcano. Soon you'll be able to super chat at them. So anyway, oh, why aren't my notifications on? There you go. That's one thing, by the way, you gotta, it really does help with the metrics. If you subscribe to somebody, make sure the bell icon is clicked. Like I subscribed and clicked notifications for RPG Grandma, and lo and behold, wasn't notifications. So make sure your notifications are on. I'm not ignoring you guys. Vile Necromancer was messaging me. He's like, and he said to say, thank you so much for all the support. So there you go. I'm going to put the phone down now and pay attention to you guys. Pay attention to my guests like I should be. Deep, yes. YT notifications are weird. YouTube itself is weird. Like I know, like I had a guy rage unsubscribe for me today on YouTube, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I just, in retrospect, it and annoyed me. But by and large, like, I see my sub count like really start to climb, and then I'll see a bunch drop off. What can I say except for not just for me, not just for Dungeon Minister, not just for RPG Grandma, not just for Vile Necromancer. Take care, Crap Phone. But check on your subscriptions periodically, particularly if you have a small number of them. YouTube likes to play games and unsubscribe. Like, for the longest time, I thought Clownfish TV, this has been a long, long time ago. I thought Clownfish TV had ridden a wave of some controversy and then gone back to like every once in a rare while on their videos. Then guess what? I realized they're putting out like 5 videos a day. Didn't know that. You know why? Because YouTube unsubscribed me. So check your subscriptions periodically. Whether it's me, whether it's RPG Grandma, whether it's Vile Necromancer, whether it's Clownfish TV, whether it's the Weather Channel. I don't think they would do it to them. Regardless of who you're subscribed to, periodically check your subscriptions and make sure you're still subscribed. Because, look, I get it. My content doesn't necessarily appeal to everybody. I may say something that pisses somebody off. Hey, Squirrel Hermit. And they just leave my channel, like one person did earlier today. You know, they flounced. But when I go through and I look through my metrics and I don't see anybody clicking unsubscribe, like nobody's actively taking the time out to do that, it's YouTube chicanery. Yeah, Dungeon Minister. Speaking of Dungeon Minister, by the way, Dungeon Minister is doing merch for Guac 2. I cannot wait to see what he's got. I cannot wait to see. You want to hear about the Rage unsubscriber? So basically, King on the Mountain, greetings. Angrily hanging up a smartphone. Yeah. By the way, Squirrel is awesome. Squirrel Hermit's great. Subscribe to him too. So basically, this person said that they subscribed to my channel in January when I started talking about the controversies that were going on with Wizards of the Coast, which is fine. I know the vast majority, 3,000 subscribers that I have right now have come since January, largely because of my coverage of Wizards of the Coast, screwing creators with the OGL, all their foibles, all their missteps. And their most recent one was, of course, them saying that what they said about half races in D&D. And so I posted a video about it. Perhaps not my best video because I was not feeling well. I am wrapped up in a robe in that video. It was literally like the Monday that I don't think I'd even taken the PCR test yet to know if I had the beer virus, right? So I put the video up. I shared my thoughts on it. I read the Bounding into Comics article, which quoted things that Jeremy Crawford said. By and large, there's 900 comments underneath it. And by and large, they're all people saying that either they liked the video, they agreed with what I said, they were angry at Wizards of the Coast, et cetera, et cetera. There's been a few people that have said, Bounding Into Comics is a right-wing site. I can't believe you bought into this. That isn't what he said, so on and et cetera. But someone left a response and said, I subscribed to your channel back in January because you were reporting on Wizards of the Coast, yada, yada, yada. Now, all you're doing is rage baiting. All your videos are just clickbait garbage. So I'm unsubscribing, and I'm encouraging everyone else to unsubscribe also. Well, I get it that not all my videos are going to appeal to everyone. I get it that you might unsubscribe. I get it that you might, after the fact, tell somebody that you directed to my channel to unsubscribe. That's fine. I get it. But the thing that really stuck in my throat was his comment, which equates to, I'm going to actively work against you. I'm going to work to damage your site. I'm going to work to damage your channel. I'm going to work against you. I'm going to work to get less eyes on you. Buddy, who hurt you, man? Who hurt you? And it's not just it's not just me that you're lashing out at. So if he had said, I'm unsubscribing, your channel isn't cool, your channel isn't good, goodbye, I'd have been like, goodbye. But, I'm gonna try and get more people to unsubscribe from your channel. No, you're not. I don't care what your opinion is. I don't care how awesome you might think you are. No, that's not staying. You can unsubscribe from my channel. You can say why you're unsubscribing from my channel. I'm going to damage you. No, I'm not leaving that. I'm not leaving that. So that went right off. Have I read Orion's Black experience working there? No, I people have told me about it, and it's something I've been meaning to look into. Dungeon Minister, you want a nemesis now? I could sing some Shriekback Nemesis for you if you like. They're a great, electro industrial. Shriekback could have been like the Nine Inch Nails of the English dance, electro dance music scene, I think. See, Metatron will be your arch nemesis. There you go. That's what we foster around here. Community. We come together, we see a need, and we fill it. There you go. If they play their cards right, you'll give them a hug and whisper in their... No, what you tell them, Tonka, is we got to approach them in the Southern way. We say, bless your heart. Bless your heart. RPG Grandma, she's creepy and wanted your husband. Man, what did I miss? Now I got to go through the chat later and find out what that's all about. Oh, evening, Mobius. Unless you were saying evening as in, well, good evening. The song Nemesis is about a graphic novel called Nemesis. I didn't know that. Do you know what Nemesis is? Alan Ford. Alan Ford in Snatch. That, oh man. I might be on a Dungeon Minister, although in about a half an hour, I've got an AD&D game I have to go run. I feel that good. I feel that good. I'm just gonna be quiet and let RPG Grandma respond. This is what she's talking about is way better than what I'm saying. All kidding aside, yikes, that's creepy, and I hope you got away from her. But no, Dungeon Minister, I think we're probably going to wrap up. I need to take a few minutes and put my feet up. Yeah, the guy question. It's never, were you in danger? It's like, was she hot? John Walker says, what the hell was this last week? Bricktop's prepped speech, yes. I don't know. Look, last week I was getting over coronavirus. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Woohoo! Vile Necromancer, greetings, my friend. Welcome. Good to see you, young man. Welcome back to it. Vile Necromancer, everybody. Register for Guac 2, that's right. We got you up over 100 subs tonight, Vile. I hope you saw that. Hope you liked that. Just subscribe to your channel. I didn't threaten you. I just wanted to, hug you around the neck with my hands really hard. No, we've been missing you, Vile. Haven't seen any channel stuff, but now you're at 102 subs. Oh, thank you, Rich. Rich says Dunkin' Donuts on him. Thanks for the hangout. So all right, I gotta find this. I gotta put this link back up. Because I want you guys to come to the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention. Oh, that's last year. Is it here? There it is. Okay, here we go. Putting this back up here. Vile, are you going to run AD&D at the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention on June 22nd through June 25th? Are you? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it, Vile? Squirrel Hermit, we'll see you around. I hope you'll be at the Guac. Good, Vile Necromancer. I expect you to be there with bells on. But anyway, that's about going to do it for me tonight. I'm unfortunately I gotta wrap up. But listen, thank you all for hanging out tonight. For everyone who helped push Vile Necromancer and RPG Grandma over 100. Remember, they are now less than 900 from reaching 1,000. And when they reach 1,000, they can start making a little bit of scratch. They can start getting a little bit of extra. So spread the good word about them. Spread the good word about me. Spread the good word about yourself. Have I tried Godbound? I've heard of it. I have never tried it. Quite welcome, Tonka Todd. Thank you guys for hanging out in a cool place. How about that? Right back at you. So I will see you all tomorrow. If something comes up, as long as it doesn't offend anyone that I think is newsworthy, I'll do a video about it. But otherwise, tomorrow night, I'll talk some more about the Guac. And I will bring you guys some first edition AD&D Let's Play tomorrow. How about that? We'll return to the city of Greyhawk and find out what the party is going to do next. For me, there's only traveling on paths that have heart, and any other path that may have heart. The only worthwhile challenge is to traverse its full length, and there I travel looking breathlessly. Very cool. But alrighty, guys. I'll see you then. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Hey, if you want to support the show, but you're already subscribed, you can support us on Patreon. You can support us on not on GoFundMe, dingus. You can support us on Subscribestar, or you can support us directly via tip on PayPal, or you can buy me a coffee, however you want to do it. But you guys have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you all. Let me see here. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. But until then, be good to each other, be positive, and keep peace in your hearts, my friend. Good night.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.